Good day, my gardening friends. It's been more than a minute since I've been on, and we're gonna do a really short tour. Things are definitely different than they were last year. I've changed the configuration, and to tell you the truth, I didn't know if I was gonna garden this year, but I've been doing things kind of slowly. So to me, it ain't pretty, but we have some things growing, so let me show you what we got going. So overall, this is what we're looking at, y'all. And I'm working on putting in a pathway with some pallet wood that I have, but we'll talk about that on another video. So when you first come in, I've actually started a zinnia garden here on my neighbor's side, and I put the boots here. They have some aloes in them, but they're kind of, they're not dead. They're just trying to get their lives together. And I'm gonna put a fountain here. This was a little bit of a test. We're working on it. And then over here is my flower garden. So I put a flower mix in here. So things are starting to pop up, but nothing really to see yet. And then we have some yellow roses here, which have already flushed and gone away. And then we have salvia. And then under my little garden chairs here, we have some buttercups that are getting ready to start blooming. And we have some roses. And this one is a yellow rose. It's already had some roses on it and they're going away. And actually the red ones are looking kind of haggard right now as well. And so it'll be time for them to do another flush probably in a few weeks. And here I put a pallet that I'm gonna plant some things on, but it's in the works, so y'all see lots of stuff laying around right now. So excuse my mess. And there's a ton of love bugs in the garden. Y'all didn't realize love bugs like the garden that much. I don't know why. Maybe because there's water over here. And then we have some miniature roses, and this one's getting ready to have some buds. It's getting ready to come up. And that's a pink one and a red one that came back from last year. And then my terrible looking work area, we're gonna skip that. And I moved my table over to this side of the garden. I figure I'm just gonna put flowers on this side. Y'all, I'm not doing a lot of gardening this year, I don't think. I don't know. And then over here are my pepper plants, because y'all have to have bell pepper plants. So I have 6 bell pepper plants, and I think they're all colored plants. I'll tell you all on another video, but they're already starting to make some bell peppers. And then I have some coluses. I had one colus, well, I had 2 coluses that were volunteers from last year, and I started propagating off of them. Y'all look at that. That's amazing. I'm getting ready to propagate off of these again. And then we have down here at the bottom, that's another colus. Woo, y'all he tried to get me. That's another colus down here. And then we have a little wayward basil plant, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him out of his misery. And then I have a sunflower here. And this sunflower is actually a volunteer, and I have to stake it up. Y'all, but look at all these heads on this. And it's beautiful, by the way. But I need to stake it up because it has a million heads on it. And I have never had a sunflower that did that, but the seeds came from a sunflower that grew last year. Over here, we have nothing right now because, well, you'll see it on future videos what's going to happen with this area. And then here I am growing some celery, but nothing you see there is celery, so the celery has not come up. And then over here we have some stevia. We have my comfrey plants that have been here. I think they've been in this place for 1 year, but I've had them for a while. And then we have some bean plants. So we got some beans that are coming up, so wish me luck on that one. All of these are, I think, Kentucky Wonders. So we'll see how those go. And then of course we have Mr. Fountain here, which I'm gonna have to, you know, spruce up just a little bit. Y'all look at all these love bugs. They're everywhere. They freak me out a little bit, but they really don't bother anybody. And then we have a patch of sunflowers here. Let me get over here so you can see. So we have a little patch of sunflowers and they're right in the pathway. They were volunteers from last year and I decided to let them grow. And then before I go into the cage there, let me just show you. We also have a sunflower that was a volunteer from last year as well, because I had lots of varieties out here. And I was able to recognize the sunflowers as they were popping up. So I saved this one. I also have some chives that came up from last year as well. And you'll notice also I have some aloes. I brought these from the front yard and I kind of just put them by themselves because they had, this came from one pot had 1 million aloes in them. So, you know, once you have one, you have 1 million. And I have one over there with a morning glory growing in it. Because y'all, once you have one morning glory, you'll have 1 million more morning glories as well. So in here, this used to be the tomato cage, but I'm not doing any tomatoes for the summer. So this is the tomato cage. And here in the tomato cage, we have some basil. And inside of the basil is a morning glory growing up. It's already to the top of the cage. So that's how long that's been in here. And we have some dill here. I just threw a whole bunch of seeds because y'all, I never get any dill. So I wanted to put my herbs under this trellis so it can have shade, so I can get a fair amount of herbs this year because last year I didn't grow that many. We have some rosemary and also some mint, which I've already made some mint tea. And then let's go, see if I can get in here without tripping. Okay. And then I have some sage. I put a few plants in here, but there's only, I think there's 3 sage plants that are growing. So I did those from seed. And then also over here, y'all, it's hard to get the angles in here, but we have an eggplant, and I have 1 eggplant that's coming on already. I don't know you all can't see, but he's right in there. Yay! Y'all, I've been trying to grow eggplants for 3 years. This is the first time I actually got one. So I'm anxious about that. And then over here, I put my ladder garden in here. I don't have anything in these pots down here, but in this one, you can see a few little things are coming up. I have some parsley and also some slow boat cilantro. And as we go up, we have a little basil garden, which I've already topped and I need to top again. This plant must be a mature plant because I've topped this a few times and it's already attempting to flower again. So maybe later on today, we'll take some more basil off. I'm just trying to keep those flowers from coming on. And y'all, once you top your basil, it's gonna start bushing out. So I guess this is a good spot. Y'all smell basil now. It smells lovely. All right, so moving right along, you can see it's not a lot going on back here in the back of the garden here, but let's go down here. I pulled up all of my ginger. Y'all have like a refrigerator full of ginger, but I'm gonna grow some more ginger. This is empty, and then we have our strawberries. Y'all, I don't know how my strawberries made it through the winter because I didn't do anything to them, but there's strawberries growing on here. So you can see, and the plants are doing fantastic. And then let's go back around this way. I'm trying to go slow. On this side of the trellis, we have a beautiful salvia, and it looks so good. first, when I looked at these, I was like, you know, it's a lot of stickage going on here, but they're looking really nice, and I'm happy about those. So those actually are volunteers from last year as well. This is a bean plant, and I think it's an asparagus bean because it's a volunteer from last year, and I only grew asparagus beans over here, so that's what I'm thinking it is. And then we have some cucumbers here, which I wasn't gonna do, but I changed my mind. So we have our asparagus, I mean not asparagus, our cucumbers. And then over here is gonna be my melon patch. So I don't have anything else down here because y'all, I won't say I'm being minimalist, but I just don't feel like fighting the heat like I did last year. But over here I have some pumpkins, and I'm gonna attempt to have the pumpkins to grow up here. So hopefully, knock on wood, the vine borers won't come in and just, you know, snatch everything out. Since it's not growing on the ground. We'll see how it works. It's a good experiment. These are Seminole pumpkins, which are supposedly, they grow really good here in Florida. So I'm trying to grow more native type of things. And then I have some melons. So I have the sugar babies, I have the kajari, and I have a ramajar. I think that's how you say it. I always say it wrong. But those are coming up, and I think I'm going to have to cull the herd because I really put too many seeds in here. So you can see those. So I used my makeshift tomato cages, as you can see here. And this is going to be a different way for me to grow the melons because I've never grown them this way, but I thought this would work. So we'll see. It'll be a good experiment. And then over here we have another salvia with some beautiful flowers on them. And then yeah, I had to fix all of my trellises as well because they were this grade of cattle panels, not that thick, so the tops were coming down, but I managed to fix them, and actually they're better than they were. And here, this is going to be my mustard greens again. This is where I grew mustard greens last year, and it worked out really well. But I'm kind of working on a different solution, but I do have the mustard greens going. So back here in the corner, I have my greenhouse. And in my greenhouse, I have my mustard greens. I also have here, it's supposed to be marigolds. Y'all, my marigolds are taking forever to come up, in my opinion. And then back here, I have some dahlias that I grew from seeds. And this was supposed to be a salvia, but it didn't work out. And in here was supposed to be chives, but I'm pretty sure that's grass and not chives. So we're waiting for those to come up as well. So that's all the seedlings I have, because I told y'all I wasn't doing too much gardening. And then just for prosperity for myself, over here, this is where I had carrots, and I'm not doing carrots this year, or maybe not this season. And then I have two, what do you call those trees? I have to put it on the screen because I can't think of it right now. But I have 2 trees, but I'm going to get rid of those because I really just don't have anywhere to put them. They're just kind of sitting in buckets. And then I had some spinach. Y'all, my mind is going blank. I can't remember what kind of spinach that is, but it's growing from last year. And I'm just going to let it grow in here until I figure out something else that I want to put here. So it's a volunteer. And basically, that is all that I have growing in the garden, as you can see. So not a lot. And like I said, I'm changing the configuration. So things are looking a little different. But I'm really happy with this area here. As as you can see, it's still a garden. And my hose is everywhere. Okay, and so this is the garden back here. And let's go to the front. So this is the front. You know, this is my lemon tree. And the lemon tree almost got taken out by the cold. And it's not really doing good, so I don't expect lemons this year. I didn't get lemons last year. I didn't get lemons last year, and I don't think I'm going to get lemons this year. And my other lemon tree is totally dead. And my generational plant, it died back because of the cold snap as well, but it is flourishing and coming back. I also put all of my succulents here. We won't go through the succulents, but you can see all the succulents here. And we have more succulents. So if we go over here to the front boxes, I have bachelor buttons. Y'all just threw a bunch of seeds in. I was like, I don't feel like just picking through seeds. So I put a bunch of seeds there. And then I transplanted my gladioluses here. I don't know if they're going to bloom or not. And then something came and trampled one of them. Probably one of them fat, ugly squirrels. And then I also have some black-eyed Susans in here as well. And then I have my, this is sweet potatoes. Y'all, these are sweet potatoes that volunteered from last year because I grew sweet potatoes in here, but I never dug them up. I know you guys are going crazy right now, but I didn't dig them up, and they started growing again. So I just let them grow. And then, of course, see, I have a million aloe veras that I need to go through. But wait, there's more. So what I decided to do with my hydrangeas is put them on the other side of the house where there's shade. And they're actually doing good, so excuse the holes or whatever. But you can see we have heads coming on. Y'all thought I had killed these because I didn't take care of them. And they were down to nubbies. Everything, the roses and the hydrangeas, I cut them down to nubs. And they're growing back nicely. And this one, I'm still waiting. I see some heads developing finally on this one. And this one probably was in the worst shape, and it's growing some heads on it too. See them? So yay. So this area is a bit of a mess as well. So I'm gonna have to fix this up, but I put them over in this area because I can see them through my window from in the house, and it gets lots of shade here. It gets partial shade. So those are my hydrangeas. And I'll probably put some more flowers over here as well. So I know you all, I could have been gardening all year round, but my life is super busy right now. So this is what we got. So y'all, thanks for hanging in there with me. Thanks for all y'all support and watching. Give the video a thumbs up. And hopefully I'll be putting out a weekly video because it's really a journal for me to kind of see how things are going in the garden. I'm able to look back at the different plants and identify things and see things that I grew and all that good stuff. So I want to continue to do that. So for now, I will talk to you later. Bye.